Welcome everybody. This is Rev Games. We are going to be starting a new series called Learning Edison because I, quite frankly, have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to Edison, and I think it would be good to have you guys provide some feedback and see what questions come up during the gameplay, whether or not it's strategy or rulings related for a newer player to the format. Kind of returning to some of these legacy formats like Goat and Edison. Um, on screen is what we're going to be given a shot to today. It's a somewhat atypical Blackwing list. The core Blackwing list is somewhat similar in terms of monster lineup, except we did cut one Blizzard. We're trimming down on some of the traps, namely Dimensional Prison and Icarus Attack, as opposed to 3 ofs, they're going to 2 ofs. And in lieu of that, slotting in 3 Upstart Goblin, aka the Patty Hoban, and 2 Legacy of Yatagarasu. Really, the core is pretty similar. This is, I guess what I'm coining the turbo engine. It's somewhat popular in GOAT format, and the thought process behind it is I would much rather be having a chance to draw a lot of these cards, like Black Whirlwind, Heavy Storm, Brain Control, Dust Shoot sometimes, maybe not so much if you don't, draw it early on. Mirror Force, Solemn, then like Icarus Attacks or Deep Prisons or Bottomless Trap Hole, which I guess could potentially be cut, or even Dark Arm Dragon. I mean, just like it's basically cutting, I guess, some of the fat of the deck and just making it a little bit faster. Um, when you're replacing 5 cards, that being the Upstart Goblin and Legacy of Yatagarasu, pardon me, um, you're effectively running a 35 card deck more or less. The biggest power card you have is Black Whirlwind. So if you have, 2 out of, uh, you know, 35 cards, that's roughly 5.7% of just like a single draw rate, which of course isn't the way it works with starting hands. And multiple turns, just a simplified example, if you have 2 out of 40, the math is 5%. Um, So I know that sounds small, but it's not necessarily just the percentages, but the difference in percentages um, that you have to consider on how much more frequently you're going to be drawing Black Whirlwind. I might make a separate video on some of the math behind that, um, the rough math, because it's not, pardon me, an exact thing. But I mean, a similar thing is not just Black Whirlwind, but like, would I really rather be drawing like Dead Blizzards a lot, or would I rather be drawing Siroko's, Insuras, and my power cards and having an extra Kalut in hand? Um, would I really want to be drawing Icarus attacks, which most people are going to be playing around, and Starlight Roading you? Yeah, this is probably one of the most powerful cards in the deck, but everyone knows it's one of the most powerful cards in the deck. So I'd much rather be drawing my Solemn. I'd almost always rather have, a Mirror Force Torrential. I'm really not so sure. This is kind of a flex card I'm experimenting with. I'd quite honestly rather have a Starlight Road in a lot of cases. Starlight really allows you to just helmet. You're like, okay, I'm gonna set, a bottomless, a deep prison, a Starlight Road, or you can do like Icarus Attack, Starlight Road. You can bait out back row removal with these. Um, so it's really just cutting some of the fat. Like uh, like this card to me just seems better at 2 than 3 because it's situational. This card's situational. You have to set up a grave to do it. So it seems better to me as a 2 of and just being replaced by something that turbos out. This is a great card, don't get me wrong, but good players are not going to attack you that often directly with, a Stardust Dragon if you have a bunch of sets. This is going to get picked off by Caius's and Raikos, so just a slower card. One consideration is um, how this deck is a lot more chainable, if you will, than what you might see in a traditional Edison back row. These are chainable. You can plus off that. You can helmet with this. Most of this stuff is not chainable, but I've been experimenting with stuff like dust tornadoes and compulses, um, and even stuff like Phoenix Wing Wind Blast to try to get your grave set up. It doesn't feel good to be a -1, but that card's really good in this format. And chainables are, in my opinion, way underutilized. I mean, everyone's like, if they're even using back row, just using like very situational, easy to pick back row. Because they're more powerful, because they're situational. That's the trade-off. But it's very like different than what you see in a lot of the best GOAT format decks, namely Chaos Turbo. Like I'll just go to my Chaos Turbo list right now. I mean, if you don't play GOAT, I still think this would be a good kind of educational thing on how the meta's evolved. Really, the idea behind this deck is you're gonna play, the most powerful traps. My list is different as I'm running two solemn, but this is typically going to be something like Jar of Greed or Trap Dust Shoot. And then a lot of your back row is chainable, if you're setting anything at all. Um, that hasn't seemed to catch on as much in Edison, and Edison is a very back row light format. I mean, you're seeing a lot of lists that are like almost no traps and like 20 something monsters. And I think that's going to have to change. I mean, I'm very new to the format, so this could be just a horrible take, but I just don't really see how that, like when you have so many powerful traps at your disposal, um, how that could ever last. I mean, that just seems like, to me at least, I mean, it works in certain lists, but it seems to be like, kind of an indication of the newness of the format. I just don't think there's been enough exploration with chainable back rows, um, or various discard engines with Phoenix Wing Wind Blast and stuff. It just seems like low hanging fruit. We'll see if that comes to fruition or if anyone else experiments with it. Um, but the flip side of the coin is decrees a thing. So we could get absolutely murked by decree. Um, but really, this list plays a lot more like a warrior list. If you're familiar with GOAT format, you're kind of helmeting up with a bunch of back row. The good news is, though, you actually do have a plus engine, and we really want to see Black Whirlwind as much as possible. You have hand traps, you have power plays. Um, Warrior in GOAT format is far more dependent on plussing with battle. And I'll always say this, but the easiest way to get a plus is through battle. People want to talk about how you can plus one with relatively complex plays and playing around things, but if you just attack over something and plus, like, people just don't think of that as a plus in this game, which just boggles my mind. Like they have to do some complex like tribute, like, and like target something else and like do some weird synchro play. And like there are just easier ways to plus, and I think that's why Blackwings are so good. It's just, okay, I'll just attack over your shit. Okay, you used a few resources to get something big on board. Now you attack, I'll just Kalucha. Like, this deck just has easier pluses than most decks. I think that's why it's similar to Turbo, um, in the fact that the pluses are just easier. Like, is it hard to plus off Kalut? No. Like, is it really that hard to set up a Vayu? Is it really that difficult to plus off a Shura? Like, they're just easy pluses. Like, let alone, of course, Whirlwind. That's why I think it's similar to Turbo, and in the battle part. That's why I think it's similar to Warrior. So it's an interesting deck. I mean, I really don't know what I'm doing much. I've only played a few games with it, but we'll see how it goes. Those are my thoughts on the deck list, and we'll just jump right into some games. Ooh, it says expert. I don't even know what that means. Never seen that before. Guys are gonna kick our ass. Maybe that's like a ranking you get after, maybe like he does moderator stuff. If you're aware of what that is, write it down in the comments. I'd be very curious. In other news, this is quite laggy. So dust chute goes down, of course, and then I think we're just I think we'll set Icarus, and I'm not gonna let him know what we're on yet. Don't think there's any real reason to. All right, read. Oh my God, this is laggy. Angel, Nova, Valley, Call, Honest. So what goes back? I mean, floaters are a pain in the ass, but he has two, so I don't think that really. I think Honest is the biggest bitch to deal with. We're not going to be able to attack over anything anyway. Let's get rid of that Honest. Is he there? Is he raging because of turn one dust shoot? Maybe he's just lagging as much as me. So, um, I honestly think we're just gonna be a greedy little shit and set a mirror and hope he summons something else. Um, we attack with Bora, he just brings something out. Like, yeah, let's just do this and go for the 2-for-1. I mean, I don't think, like, if this guy's any good, that he plays into that. I don't know if there's any real reason for him to do that. We'll take it again. He's not going to commit that call either. Okay. So that's probably Nova. I mean, he wouldn't set the Valley. I think best case scenario here is summoning Bora and just waiting and then trying to go like 2-for-3 on something. See maybe if he activates anything on this. No. I don't. Well, we are in a position where we could actually commit more back row because we have Solemn. And I think that's actually what we're gonna do. Because I don't think any level 7s here really do shit. So let's just wait. Oh, we forgot to set Solemn. I thought that was Solemn. Oh my god. I was shuffling my hand too much. Oops. Well, if we get heavied here, we get heavied. That's... I guess I could have typed a message and said misclick, but when I commentate these things, it helps me think through the play sometimes, but sometimes I get a little distracted. And that was one of those instances. So freed. Oh god. It's the draw too. I'm really not concerned about that. He's not gonna have shit in grave. Oh, this is where we really, really wanted that Solemn. But I mean, we have mirror. Like if he attacks here, then he attacks here. This is all going to grave, which isn't good because now we know he has all, which can bring some of this back. So he wants to tribute this off, or it's not a tribute, so he can do that. Um, so I'm gonna hit him with another think. Because in this instance, we just go 2 for 2. If he does this, he goes -1, and then we go -1, and he goes plus. Yeah, we have to Icarus this. It's just too much card advantage. I mean, it's going to end up the same way, except that we're going to be left with an Icarus, and he's going to be left with 2 cards in hand. And this gets banished too, which is even worse. So, yeah, he kind of forced our hand there. And we got punished for not setting Solemn. In terms of where we would have activated that, I'm not 100% sure. Um, pretty certain that's call. And I'm pretty also happy that we have Solemn if Christie starts trying to jam us. There's no reason to start. Like a 3-turn clock, or yeah, 3-turn clock is that good enough? And we just set our space, so we wouldn't even be able to activate it when he calls, which is a misplay as well if we wanted to do that. But I don't think a 3-turn is good enough. So I can't see a situation where we're not spacing that call when he activates it. He's almost definitely not going to be playing a lot of back row in a deck like this. Okay. So how big can we get? So Sirocco plus Gale humps Homeboy up to, although Honest is something we have to consider here. Sirocco plus Gale gets Homie up to 33, plus Kalut is 47, and we can get this down to 7 with the Gale effect, and that's game. The issue is rich homie Honest, so we're going for it anyway. I mean, I don't see any real reason not to. Hello, Dueling Book? What in the F? I think we actually pump Gale. Because if we pump Gale, then I'd rather have this on board, I think. So the good news is we do have some deck devs. Bad news is I don't think Royal Oppression does enough against a bunch of battle recruiters. Uh, Dynas don't really attack over battle recruiters ever, or, well, most of the time at least. I think we're going to need some graveyard manipulation, but again, these are very dicey with return from the different dimension. Just don't know if that does enough. Like, he's not using his graveyard that much as a resource, I don't think. I think he's actually using his banished pile more with like Dimensional Alchemist and returns. This isn't really good versus battle recruiters. This, he's not going to be setting them frequently enough, I don't think. We're probably siding out back row removal. If he has back row, he has, though he could be siding in stuff against us. I think we actually bring in, that's good against Christia. This is going. It's going to be blowing up our board frequently enough? Probably not. What I'm worried about are imprisoning mirrors, but I don't know if they run enough back row stuff. We'll see. I think this is how we're gonna hedge our bets because like we would never side dust out in for MST. We'll just do like a small tweak here because I don't know if any of this is good enough. Any good players that are watching this, let me know if Fossil Dyne is even good versus fairies. I guess you can flip it and then blow up their stuff, but I don't know. Like, how often are you going to be flipping that when they're just going to be hitting you with recruiters that thing can't beat over and it gets run over by them? We have this, we just need a way to get it alive. What other special summoning do they do? So they return. Royal Oppression is good for that. Christia, which they're probably running, is good for that. That's another thing we had to worry about, which we don't really have a side for. And he has a back row now, so sided something in. Um, Dark Arm's getting pitched. I mean, we're at the point in the game, turn one, where like this is totally dead. And even if it's live, it's going to be taking way too much setup to get live. Well, these cards are also somewhat useless. How are we getting that off board? I think these are, I mean, I think Vayu even is worth keeping just because we're probably gonna have to top deck an Icarus attack to win here. Like this is our bomb card, but I think the chances in a game state like this of us actually getting in the bomb are so low that I think at this point I mean if he summons something he's gonna run over this anyway. This has 0 attack. Solemn, I guess, gets set. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of cards like this. And I know that's, of course, going to be taken with a grain of salt from somebody that's playing Blackwings. I'm not a fan of cards like this either. Um, Cards that are just essentially like shut off people from playing the game. And he has Honest to start bouncing too. This is really rough. Um, like this is not good game design. Like if a deck is powerful enough where you have to print a card like this, hit the deck. Don't print a card that just says you're not playing the game. I think that's really, really stupid. And that goes for stuff that I run too, like Royal Oppression, and as I had mentioned, Deck Devastation Virus. Um, to me, that's just incredibly lazy game design. Um, so we may be in a situation we're going to set Shura, and he's going to have to bounce into it because we just can't take 1100 for the rest of our life. So, um, trying to think. The attacks are set Shura. We can still collude it, right? Because then we could collude this up high enough and then deck dev him. Clear that. Yeah, I think that works. We're about to find out. Thing is, he has triple back row as fairy. Just taking 100. Okay. I think his mind is just wrapping around this play. RFTDD, heavy, soul. Doesn't that go too? Yeah. Don't tell me to pass. Move your cards. Um, we have sure engrave. Get this shit, dude. I'm telling you, like, Dueling Book is glitched. Like, I recorded a few videos, like, prior to this, but I am drawing value every game. Every game. Like, this, I'm drawing it so much that it's, like, making me want to cut the card. Um, like, we can't even get anything off Black Whirlwind here, which feels really bad. I can't summon again. What is going on? Um, hmm. So we can make armed wings, like a Goyo, which isn't useful. To be honest, I think Cataster is probably the best here. I think it is. Like, I don't see any real reason why it wouldn't be the best. I have some stuff running in the background on my computer, which maybe is the reason why Dueling Book is acting up. Although, you know what? That's probably a misplay too, because if we get an armed wing in the grave, this value actually does become live eventually. So this is the best. Oh, did he bottomless? It's lagging so much I didn't even notice. We are, we're gonna solemn that. Solemn to solemn. Okay. I think we're losing this game anyway. I think we played to our outs. Outside of this last turn, I don't think we misplayed yet, which is kind of cool considering how much we suck at this. Christia. Um, two engrave. Yeah, that is getting banished, my friend. And I guess the other thing is, I know you don't want to be like results oriented, but this would have been banished anyway, so value wouldn't have been live. It's gonna return from the different dimension, our bum ass. Um, so, I mean, I guess it didn't end up mattering. We still made the wrong play, in my opinion, though. I mean, I guess we can summon something, but we have two dead cards in hand. I mean, we're just going in. Like, at this point in the game, we just have to attack. We know his hand is Christia, um, and wait, I thought oh, return from the different dimension, heavy and soul. So yeah, we actually forgot that he had heavy, and I think he said it. He didn't set it. This lag's really throwing me off. I'm not gonna make excuses for messing up, but like, this is really tough. Um, that T3, I think that's turn three, right? Um, that is turn three because we activated on his turn, so that's turn one. Yeah, he's right. Oh God. Um, so that's we know he has Christia. We know that's returned from the different dimension. Is that gonna put 4 fairies in his fucking grave? He's gonna summon that. He's gonna summon that. He's gonna summon. Oh wait, this doesn't get summoned actually. It can only be special summoned this way. So that'll put 4 fairies in his grave. Or 3, I mean, 3 fairies. And we're gonna set this just in case. Oh, we forgot to set this, dude. We are fucking up so bad. I mean, uploading this anyway. Um, but oh my god. I mean, we are just fucking up, dude. Um, so he's probably gonna fucking drop Christia on my ass. Um, which punishes us because we didn't get this value out. I mean, I guess it wouldn't have died anyway, but so he can tribute for Christia. I'm thinking, dude. I'm thinking. Nah, I said I was thinking. Um, that can go to hand. I don't know if he was trying to cheese me or just this lag that's getting us both messed up here. He dropped um mystical space type or dust tornado. So I mean, like this is gonna get picked off, but this is a 2-turn clock. This is dead anyway, so I don't even think there's any real reason to commit it. Like, because we might just draw something that's dead and we can bluff with it. Yeah, that goes. So we win. Yeah. Oh wait, is that 4 fairies? Oh fuck! That's 4 fucking fairies. That is really scary. Wait, what? I'm confused what he's trying to say. And that's game, right? So he's going to honest us, and then we take 36. Right? I mean, he's going to do that, right? Is that not how it works? And we can't special here. And this, all they draw. This look at your opponent's hand. All monsters they control, all cards they draw until the end, destroy those. Yeah, so he gets to keep it. Um, hmm, yeah. Really, the only draw that would have helped us is another spell and trap card, and just hoping he doesn't hit that. Okay. I guess he could summon Honest here. Probably the right. That's probably not. I don't know. He probably just swings. This card's so fucking good. So good. That doesn't do jack shit. What the fuck? I just looked outside and it's raining right now. It was quite literally, I'm on the East Coast. It was quite literally sunny with no clouds like 40 minutes ago. All right, that's game. Um, so some definite fuck ups on our end. I'm just wondering, like, is oppression like is Christie such a game ender that we have to bring in oppression or like fossil dyna maybe even? I just don't know how to side against fairies. Because like if we stick one of these bad boys and then just attack over recruiters, that would work. Fuck it. Sorry, my mute button doesn't work. Like whenever I hit mute, it just says mute off. So sorry for coughing in your ear, but that's just how it is. Um, we have Kalutes, so we could honestly doesn't feel good, but we could do the same Kalute bullshit. I mean, we want to see what he drops here, and he's not going to be able to summon anything big, so we're just going to be torrential set because we have no board. I mean, torrential turn one in this deck is about as good as it's going to get unless you top deck it late game and you have no board and then they are like going for a push. That's going. See you later. This is not good, but it's not really bad either. So we're not attacking. Okay, that's fine. Now we're oh, hmm. Fairies run Gores, right? Just because they're so back row light. I don't think we can afford to get Gorsed. I don't think we can afford to get heavied either. Because we're going to try to be going for some Kalute on Kalute into deck dev cheese bullshit. Oh, that fucking sucks, dude. Because if we set the bottomless... Oh fuck, I hit the wrong card. Yeah, this is just a total fucking nightmare. I mean, I'm gonna have to just remember not to play when my shit's lagging, or when I'm doing something else on the computer, because this is almost unbearable. Like the amount of misplays we've had and the amount of like now cards that he's seen that he shouldn't have seen is just unbelievable. Like that just loses us the game. I mean, like when you can't even like see what you're clicking, it's probably going to be somewhat obnoxious to watch as well, so my apologies, but as I said, I like doing live gameplay. I really think it's the better way to learn. Like you can do as many um game plays you want that are pre-recorded and pick out the top 1% of them. But like live stuff, this raw stuff, I think is way more informational. Um, hmm. So we're gonna want to bring out a dark so that this is live. We're gonna blizzard into something, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, we can get Catastor out here. And then we can shut this off. We don't even need to attack. In fact, we don't want to. And let's see what happens. And he solemns it. That's tough. Um, I guess you win a few, you lose a few, right? Like, what we can at least do is take that and start drawing next turn, I think. If he doesn't do something with it this next turn. Which he probably will. They'll probably just banish these homeboys. Although, nah, he won't. He won't, because he wants this to go to grave. He's at 18. He banished heavy. I mean, this is at 13, so you should remove the counter, but are we attacking one of your banished monsters so he can get back DD Warrior Lady? I don't think there's any way for us to stop that from resolving at this point. I think the best play is like Kalut here isn't really going to be live. Like if we use Sirocco for this, so Kalut independently is the worst card, despite being good if we stick a Blackwing. But like if we do the brain control play, then we're not going to stick a Blackwing. So it's normal summon this. Let's see what his response is. Actually, hold up. It has to be a face-up monster. Is there any way that we go for something in our graveyard? Like getting back like deck dev? I don't think so. I think we just want to draw. He's not going to torrential if we summon this first. This gets banished. Oh, he heralds it. Is that a cost? Target, you can target, the target is the cost. So this stays. This goes to grave. Uh, so we got one, two, three. Nothing in hand. This is gonna pump over our Kaludi. Oh, he's at. No, it's not, because he's at 13 right now. So we're attacking. Yeah, that him leaving the counter up like that did mess me up. And there's no way we're not bottomlessing something. I mean, if we get hit with Christie here, tough shit. But we're never winning unless we try to go 1-for-1 with this. If he Christie as this and he top decked it, then it's like, okay, like you win. But like the winning play is to go 1-for-1. Otherwise, he goes a guaranteed 2-for-1 here. So yeah, it's a 3-turn clock. Um, it's faster if we tribute, but that's moronic. So we are not doing that. Um, hmm, Pyre attack. So we can swing over that. So like that's fine. I don't think we can get. So this is getting normal summoned. We'll see if he has a response. Um, I don't really think it's worth committing Bora because we can't win this turn. I think there's only downside. Like the only way we win is like we pump and then Icarus attack a monster and then just hope he doesn't have something else like for the back row, which is not a good plan. So we can only get like a max of 2,000 with this on board. Without this on board, we can win, but we have to leave a back row exposed, which is just is not no bueno. And it goes through. So it seems like he has somewhat benign back rows, which I quite honestly am surprised. We need to see if he can just Christie our bum ass. One, two, three, four. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. That's scary. Good thing is Solemn's gone. All. So what he's gonna try to do is he's just gonna banish 2 lights and kill this because it has higher attack. So and he's gonna stick this and we're gonna have no way to deal with it. So we're forced to target these two. I mean, whatever he has in hand, he has in hand. I don't think we have any other play. The lag's letting up a little bit. Turn from the different dimension. Is he activating that or was that an accident? What's he got? DD Warrior Lady? So he wants to tribute for something maybe? Um, hmm, was that right? We win here, which is kind of cool, but GG. He's a good player. This is a good player. I mean, he was pretty polite the whole time. Um, he gave us all accurate information. He was understanding like when he misunderstood like that I wanted to activate deck dev um, prior to him summoning, because I did hit think. I mean, that was, but he was understanding that like he misunderstood that. Some people will try to like play dumb. So yeah, Dread Knight, thanks for the match. That was fun. If you're watching and you saw any like blatant plays that you thought should have been done differently, let me know. The lag really threw us off. I mean, like the misplays, like the misplays of this game were like just not setting cards or like revealing cards that shouldn't have been revealed. So it is what it is. This YouTube channel is not meant to be professional. It's just for fun, getting better at a few formats like Goat and Edison. So it's really appreciated if you guys like the video or subscribe or drop me some comments on the gameplay or anything else you might want to see. But at this point, thanks for tuning in and have a good one.